everyone, it's Kristen. I'm just gonna go through some of my hat inventory that I have for the craft fair coming up. I have a craft fair on Saturday. Today is Wednesday, so it's actually a 2-day craft fair, so it runs Saturday and Sunday. And I'm doing my stuffed animals and all that. It's gonna be half the table, and then the other half of the table is gonna be knit hats. So I want to go through. And on all these videos, I'm gonna try to wear at least one thing that I've made. Right now I'm wearing the Embrace Octopus sweater. It's a really, really cool design. I really love it. I would add more rows to the sleeves. They're a little short, so either I'm gonna block it again so that I can hopefully stretch the sleeves a little more, or I gotta figure out a way to add rows because it was from cuff up, so it's not exactly an easy thing to do. Anyway, but that's my advice if you decide to make the Embrace Octopus sweater for yourself. Anyway, so my hats. We're gonna start with the showstopper hat that's gonna be at the table. It's probably gonna be one of those ones. Oh, I did put elastics in it to hopefully curl it a little more. It didn't really work though. This one is by Natalie Allen, the Wicked Hatter, and it's the Kraken hat. And if you can see here, it's pretty cool. It's kind of large, but I have a really small head. So here's the Kraken hat. So this will be on the table. I'm looking forward to that because I think it'll really draw people in. So that's the main thing. And one of the main, like, hey, come see these hats kind of things. All right, so then for small hats, so I've been making hats for about a year. I took a colorwork class and I fell in love with doing colorwork. But I don't really do gauge swatches often, which I know I should do gauge swatches, but I don't. So most of the hats, I put them in small, medium, large, and extra large. And I kind of just, it wasn't a very scientific method. I literally just put them on my head. I went, oh yeah, that one feels small, that one feels medium, that one feels large. I have a very small head, so if it fit me, it was definitely a small because I can fit into teen sizes and some child sizes. And my husband has a bit of a melon head, so his was my head for large if it fits him. Anyway, so here are the hats. So this one, the first one is a colorwork hat. It's called Home Sweet Home. All the patterns I got were found on Ravelry. This one I modified a bit to make it a worsted weight, and I also took out part of the fence and I put the words New Hampshire in because that's where we are, and I thought that would be a really cute New Hampshire hat. So that's number one. I have quite a few of these. You'll see these, I'm trying to grab them there. The roll brim, I do love a good roll brim. And these are in Wonder Fluff yarn. So they're soft and really nice. So I have 4 of those in a red, a blue, like a black, and then like a gray. So I have those. I have, I'm calling a fiddlehead hat. It's actually a pattern that my husband did on Stitch Fiddle. We were just playing around with Stitch Fiddle, and I would let the boys and my husband do patterns, and then I would just make the hat. So that's that one. This is one of my absolute favorite. It's the Death Flake design. So this one is in a worsted weight, and you can see the Death Flake. This is one of my favorites. And then at the top, this is on Ravelry as well. I'll try to get a list of all the patterns that I've used and put them in the comments. If I forget one, I truly am sorry. I've been making these over the past year and I haven't kept track because I wasn't planning on selling at first until I realized that I had 50 plus hats, and we don't have 50 plus heads at the house. So I thought, hey, I probably should sell some. So this is the Death Flake, and this is the same one but made out of Knit Picks palette yarn. It's fingering weight, so this one is hand wash only. But look how cute that is. I love the Death Flake. Anything with the skull, I'm sold. This one's another one that was just a Stitch Fiddle design. Then this is the Norwegian Star hat. I have quite a few of these. I was making them with the red heart stripes with the, so ombre. And this is like the retro stripes, and I really just enjoyed it. So I made a couple of these. They're that. Here's the same yarn, but with a different colorway of the pattern. Then I also have this cable hat. It's really small though, so 15, maybe, I don't know. So anyway, a nice cable. This is just a plain, it's just garter stitch and then regular stockinette. It's a mix. I don't know, it's not like a basket weave, but it's similar. Anyways, that one. This one is another one that was on Ravelry. It was just a pattern. This one, I want to say it's a pattern that I got from a Fair Isle book, and I just used it. And then I added the color change at the top for the decreases to make that design. This is another small one. It has a mountain scene. I like that one. Another Norwegian Star one. Another Death Flake in different colors. I do love the Death Flake. And this is just an Argyle pattern that's on Ravelry as well. So those are the small hats. Now for pricing for hats, I decided that all the colorwork hats are going to be $30. Cable hats are going to be $25, and regular hats without, you know, just the plain hats are $20. I do not have pom-poms on my hats. I am terrible at making pom-poms, and I didn't go and buy the big floofy ones mostly because I'm not a pom-pom fan. So I'm kind of lazy. So anyway, this is the Bewined hat. I have quite a few of these. I have one in blue, and all these were made with Mighty Stitch yarn from Knit Picks. So it's a very soft yarn. I have this one too, like I don't even know what you call that, but that one. Then, oh, another roll brim, but it turned out a little bigger. I have another Norwegian Star. So we have a couple of those. I have two more New Hampshire hats of different things. And if you knit, you know that sometimes just using a different yarn will make a hat bigger or smaller. So this is just a thicker yarn than the first one I did, so it's a little bigger. I have this cabled hat. Gotta love a good cable. Excuse me. Another Argyle. This is just a plain red heart stripes, and we'll let the yarn do the work. It is almost all stockinette, except for there is, you can see, like a big rib, I guess you call it. This is a pattern, I believe, that either me or my husband did on Stitch Fiddle. So it's just for fun. This one's called The Stare. It's one of my absolute favorite. I don't know if you can see in this one, you can see the cat is in gray and the background's in white. I love this hat. Then another just color work. This one's called The Brain Eater. Another one of my favorites. I loved making it. I think it's just really cool. And just another regular color work. All right, so that was medium. So now we're gonna move on to large. We have another Brain Eater hat. We have this really nice cable hat. It's a bit of a slouchy hat, and it does have a brim. I like this one a lot. It's a cable hat out of orange, and if you're in our area, or actually most areas, there's hunting around here, and we have a lot of wilderness paths that are fun to walk along, so we always wear our orange just to be on the safe side. So I wanted to do a hat that was orange but wasn't just plain, so I did cables. Here's another one of the Stare, where you can see the cat a little more. Love it. Mushrooms. This one's all right. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but it's all right. This is like a bulky yarn cable. And this is another one where the yarn does the work. It's just plain stockinette stitch hat, but using this yarn. And then another one with red heart stripes. Different colorway, but still. This is like a nice, big, relaxed cable. I really like this one. I actually haven't gotten too many comments on it, but I enjoy the really kind of big oversized cable. Yet another cable. Similar to the Norwegian Star, but it's a flower. So another plain hat, but with like a interesting detail just to use by varying your knit and your garter and your stockinette and all that fun stuff. Another one of these guys. I really like these hats. My husband, actually, I made him one. It's a cable. There's a variety of different types. And it's a pretty close fitting hat. I really like that hat. And then for a while the rage was the $18.99 hats. I'm not really sure where they came from, but I made a couple just to have, and they're like the ones with the earmuffs. So they're double layered here. And these are going for 30, I believe, because even though they are plain color, they have this extra, it's a double layer. So I charge a little more for that. And here are the extra larges. Honestly, I don't know, I don't think many of these will sell just because they are so oversized, but I figured like if it's someone with really big hair, they might be interested. But I have 2 Bonnie Isle fingering with Jameson yarn, so it's kind of scratchy. But anyway, these may or may not sell. A lot of people love this yarn, and they also love the Bonnie Isle patterns. So you never know. I have 2 of those. I have another Death Flake hat, but it was made, I don't know what the deal with this one was, but it turned out really large. And then I have that. And I have this one that I bought the pattern. It's reindeer in a house with a Santa sleigh. And it just didn't work for me. It's an extra large hat. I don't know. I need to try it again with better yarn, I think. I don't know, but it didn't really work for me. But that's all my knit hats, so hopefully I will see you at the craft fair this weekend. I'm looking forward to being there. I'm actually super crazy anxious, so I keep making more stuff. But I wanted to have a nice variety at my booth. I have the hats, the amigurumi, and then I also have some headbands, and I have 2 cowls that are just kind of kicking around that I'll probably put out if I need to. Anyway, thank you everybody, and I